Thank you, Sarata, and thank you everyone for being here. It's my great honor to be as a presenter invited again for Ghana School on Internet Governance. Um, and I will go through the slides, but definitely you have several people there who had been fellows and continue being part of the fellowship program. Um, so they may even respond better than me by their own experience. However, let me explain first of all what are newcomers and what kind of newcomers program we have in ICANN and the goals and objectives for all of them. So there are three main programs, which is one is fellowship program, the second one is next gen program, and overall the newcomers program, the beginners program. We do provide the funding for fellowship and next gen programs. However, the ICANN public meetings are open for anyone to participate, and any newcomer is welcome to join the sessions which focus on newcomers and collaborate with both programs. The fellowship itself is a global capacity development program, while the next gen program is regionally based program. What does it mean? Whenever we announce an application round for fellowship, anyone from any part of the world can apply. Whenever there is an application round for next gen, it is regionally based, which means wherever the ICANN meeting take place, then the applicant should be from that particular region. For example, the next meeting is now relocated to um, Dublin, which is Europe. But this is a unique case where the application for NextGen has been already, the selection has been already completed. So initially it was planned to be in Asia Pacific. That's why the students are selected from Asia Pacific region. The usual case is, for example, if ICANN 85 is planned to be in Mumbai, which is Asia Pacific as well, then the students who should be eligible for next gen program should be from Asia Pacific. But the fellowship, again, it's a global one. And for every ICANN meeting, and you might already know that there are three types of meetings ICANN holds during a year. One is annual general meeting, which usually takes place in October, November. The second one is community forum, which usually is in March, and the policy forum, which usually is in June. Related to beginners, as I mentioned, ICANN public forums are open and anyone can participate, but usually the program is set in a way that we do have special sessions for newcomers, which are open and anyone can join to those newcomer sessions where we explain what is ICANN multi-stakeholder model and give the opportunity for newcomers to learn about this model by meeting people from different communities. Next slide, please. So we do provide financial support to the selected fellows and the next geners. And I think the slides are changed on the screen, Sarata. Yes. So we do provide travel. No, previous slide, please. I still on the previous slide. We do provide travel, accommodation, and stipend to all selected fellows and next geners. However, we do not provide any financial support to newcomers. They are welcome to join, and they are welcome to use resources which are provided by ICANN and which I will talk a bit later. Next slide. Now I will focus a bit on the fellowship program first, and then we'll talk about the next gen program later. So fellowship program, as I mentioned, this is a global capacity development program, and we are encouraging individuals from underserved and underrepresented communities to join and become active participants in the ICANN community. We do select up to 40 fellows for each round, and we do have mentors who are appointed by the ICANN community. So we on annual basis we are sending the call for nomination to ICANN community members and ask them to nominate mentors. And usually we do have we always have their names listed on our website. The online process is the same for fellowship and next gen programs. It's online application only, and we do have listed the dates on our websites, and I will provide the links to the websites at the end of this presentation. We start the application process. We start the application process from like 6, 7, 8 months before each meeting, and this gives the opportunity for the selection process to be in place, and then to start the logistic to support those who are already selected. So fellows are important source for identifying potential active new community members, um, and, and that's why for AGM, annual general meeting, and community forum, we open applications for newcomers, while the policy forum is limited to alumni only, to returning alumni, to returning fellows. So those who had been a fellow at least once or twice. What why we by saying this, I would like to you understand clearly that the fellowship is given. One individual can receive fellowship 3 times, while next gen is only one time participation. And the fellowship 3 times means that first time you apply as a complete newcomer, you are working within internet ecosystem. However, you never had been at ICANN meeting or had been an ICANN meeting, but not as part of the fellowship program. You can apply to learn what is this multi-stakeholder model and how you can be part of this. The second time you can be selected as a fellow by already identified interests, area for interest where you want to be. You already can be part of any mailing list or part of any community. For the third time, you can be selected as a fellow already as a part of the community, which shows the results of your participation based on your first and second fellowships. Next slide, please. So here you might see the fellowship program statistics, the representation from each region. As you may see, we have 988 fellows, inclusively ICANN 83, but there are 1,733 fellowships given, which means some people had received fellowship twice or 3 times. And you may see that Africa is one of the highest numbers after Asia Pacific, where the fellows had been selected. And usually we do have a lot of applications coming from Africa, which is very good. And we have several participants of GhanaSIG, School on Internet Governance, be part of the fellowship. And you know, the organizers of Ghana School on Internet Governance are the ones who had been fellows, and they are um, key people to understand what is ICANN, and they are giving back to the community by organizing the School on Internet Governance, by engaging more people, and by sharing their own knowledge. Next slide, please. So the Next Gen program, as I said, is limited to region only. These are so up to 12 slots per ICANN meeting. They are selected based on the applications, and they are providing the presentation which they would like to introduce during the ICANN meeting they are applying for. These are the students who are engaged in any educational learning process by the time of application. And there is a difference between two programs here that next geners have age limitation from 18 to 30 years old. For the fellows, they can be 21 and plus. There is no upper limit for this. For the next gen, so they are encouraged to share ICANN information and insight through the presentations they prepare for the meeting they are selected for. The mentoring process for both programs, we do provide mentors, which means about 2 months prior to the meeting, the group which is selected for both programs is assigned to mentors who guide them through the upcoming meeting, what is to expect, and what this meeting will focus on, and identify the needs for the participants and support them, guide them to the meeting so they can for their first meeting at ICANN, they may find the useful information and find ways of engagement, because usually ICANN engagements are big with more than 200 sessions in parallel, and it's very hard if you don't have someone to guide you through this journey. Next slide, please. The next geners, we
Okay, hi
Okay,
Siranush.
can we have the next slide,
Okay,
please?
thank you.
The slides are not on the screen.
Yes, we had,
However,
can you see now? We had a technical challenge,
yes,
but I,
now I can see.
okay,
So
thank you.
this is the process for the both programs, how it starts and how it ends. So the initial, whenever we open the rounds for each particular program for next gen or the fellowship, the process is the same. So we announce it on ICANN website, we promote in social media, We share it within the network, so as many people can be aware of and apply. As I mentioned, there is only an online application process. We do not accept any applications via email or CVs sent through emails. So this is the online application process, and we do encourage to apply in English, because the selection committee, who is nominated by, again, by the ICANN community, the general language which they know all is English. However, if your primary language is not English, you can do some Google translation and to apply in English. Uh, but at the during ICANN meetings, we provide interpretation in 6 UN languages plus Portuguese. So if you do not speak well in English, it doesn't matter. It doesn't prevent you from participating in the meetings, as we do have interpretation during the sessions. Um, then the select committee reviews the applications, and whenever they select and complete the selection process, we announce them, and then we start to work directly with the group of selected people by appointing mentors, by providing them mandatory ICANN Learn courses. And ICANN Learn is an educational portal which everyone can go and take some courses. They are free courses, but there is a lot of resources there available for everyone. So you can, even without being a fellow or next gen, to learn more about ICANN, you can take ICANN Learn courses and get a certificate for this, which you can later use in your professional career. As I mentioned, mentors do support the selected group with finding out to personalize their plan for the meeting, which means they they review the agenda. There are mandatory sessions for both groups, but other than that, mentors help them to guide through the meeting. Uh, there are responsibilities for both groups on site to work their mentors, to work with the program managers, and to engage with the community. Networking opportunity is key and unique during ICANN meetings, and we do encourage participants to engage in network. And there are post-meeting requirements. We request to submit post-meeting reports. Those post-meetings, each group their program report, and we post it publicly. Ultimately, the key is continued engagement to find out I don't see the slides actually again. I do understand that there is a technical issue. Next slide. Yes. So you can see I don't see the slides on the screen, Sarat, again.
It's loading, please. Can you see it now?
Very vague. Yeah. So here just repeats what I said. That it's 21 years and up for the fellowship program, and 18 to 30 years old for students from the region where ICANN meeting will take place for the next gen program. Next slide. So these are the links to both programs, and the link to ICANN for beginners, which I will encourage you to start with, to explore the beginners website where you can find the information about NextGen and fellowship programs as well. But also you can find the resources about ICANN. And I do encourage everyone to review them before applying. The Next Gen and Fellowship program are really competitive programs. We usually, for the fellowship program, we are receiving more than 400 applications per meeting, and the ratio is 1 to 10 at least. 1 out of 10 is being selected. So it's very competitive. Even if you are a newcomer, the selection committee reviews your application based on your interests and the ways how you learn about ICANN, how you understand the multi-stakeholder model, and how it relates to your work. So when you apply for the fellowship program or the NextGen program, make sure that you review the application and you simply do not provide the information rather than do some deep dive into what is ICANN and how it can relate to your own professional career and how you see yourself being engaged within the global ICANN multi-stakeholder model. The next slide, please. Here are some resources, as I have mentioned, about ICANN Learn. You see the webpage for ICANN Learn portal. It provides you with ICANN information about ICANN multi-stakeholder model groups and processes, discuss the concept of fellows learners. Also, we do have regional newsletters, and you can sign up and subscribe to those newsletters to receive the information about different activities. You can find a lot of challenges while participating because ICANN has a lot of acronyms and terms, and the community is using them a lot. So there is also web pages for acronyms and terms. You can find the information about two important directions where ICANN is working. It's policy development and technical functions. So to learn more about how the policy developed and how technically ICANN is functioning, the links are there for you to review. The next slide, please. Here are the links to our social media, which you can sign up as well and learn more about this. With that, this is the general overview, but I'm happy to take questions from participants while I am here. So let me know if there are any questions, Sarata.
Great. Thank you so much for your presentation. Fellows, please, do you have any questions? Okay.
Thank you very much, ma'am, for your presentation. Thank you very much, ma'am, for your presentation. Quite informative. Please, I don't know if you can give me further clarification. You were talking about fellowship and fellows during the statistic, with the statistic you gave that we have 1733 fellowships with 988 fellows. So there is this explanation you were talking about when you were presenting that slide that I did not quite understand. So does it mean that one fellow can have multiple approval of fellowship, or what exactly were you talking about, please?
Thank you for